Yo, my fellow TIs. Let's get this thing started. I got another video I'm dropping off for y'all. Gangstalking 101 Part 2. I'm going to start out talking to perps and why them dumb motherfuckers, dumb mind-controlled motherfuckers act the way they do. But it's going to go into some other shit too. So bear with me and let's get to this. My fellow TIs. Man, these fucking perps, fuck them perps, man. Fuck them. But I pray for them at the same time. I pray to the Most High God. Anyway, let me get started. I'm rambling because I get upset when I talk about this stuff, man, because it's pure torture what we go through, man. This is fucking insane. But you know what? You got to be strong. You got to be strong. All right, I'm going to get started. The perps were committed and loyal citizens who were genuinely convinced that it was important to keep a watchful eye out for what they held to be subversive acts of dangers. Because some of these perps are are members of the community that get talked into some shit by somebody saying, "Oh, look, he's a pedophile," or "Oh, man, he's an elderly abuser," or "He does this," or that's how they do it with suggestions. Dangerous enemies of the state. That's what they're told we are. People in the community. So that's why you see everybody looking at you like you're crazy, because it's all a bunch of lies, slander. Anyway, I'm going to get to the case. I'm rambling. In majority of the cases, the informants are persuaded into cooperating through a combination of feeling important, being attracted by small advantages, social rewards, material inducements, by a sense of adventure and stimulation to break another otherwise to break another. Oh man, I lost my place. Break an otherwise routine existence. So they get offered, no, hey, do this, and it's a different kind of life. This primitive, decaying thought pattern is called a herd mentality that these perps go through. Has nothing to do with following orders from superior, respect, participating in constructive group efforts, or working together for a goal. In reality, it is a subtle surrendering of the individual's identity to the group mind. I'm talking about perps. This kind of, in his book, People of the Lie, psychiatrist Scott Peck described that people in groups often regress to the emotional level of children. It does not happen by a rational process of conscious selection. It just happens naturally, spontaneously, and unconsciously. This group mind is essentially an insane child. And what he's talking about there is how children want to join groups and want to join gangs. Perps are the same way. They want to feel accepted. So when they get offered to do this, they think they're doing something good, and they're really not. But why do people, even if they receive an empowerment package, surrender themselves in exchange for being led or misled? Dr. Peck provides us with another answer, stating that most people are basically lazy followers. So this unconscious process appears to work this way. Because I'm a lazy coward, I give you my mind and you give me some temporary empowerment. Talking about perps. Some of the largest historical atrocities that have taken place were not carried out by individuals but groups. We can think of it as negative energy field that continues to grow and use human beings as instruments of its expression. It almost always disguises itself as something good and usually deception to enlist supporters. Some may call it evil, but I think insanity or unconsciousness and evil too are accurate descriptions. There are types of people who willingly participate. These perps are psychopathic. These people do it because they simply enjoy watching others suffer. To get an idea of the kinds of people they're attacking, one need only look at the activities of the financial elite. Therefore, anyone who publicly opposes the New World Order, any of its related agendas, such as WTO, NAFTA, CAFTA, FTAA, the Federal Reserve, etc., may be attacked. Anyone involved in the 9/11 truth movement is a potential target. The pattern that is unfolding indicates that many targets are emotionally and spiritually well-developed, self-confident, independent, incorruptible, free-thinking, artistic people who do not need the approval of others. They're people who don't need to be a part of a group to feel secure. The financial elites throughout history have constantly hated and feared these individuals. Those who are given the authority to identify people to be targeted are evidently a reflection of their military industrial handlers, which we've established as being greedy, deceitful, psychopathic, cowardly. Therefore, envy, jealousy, and fear may play a significant role in the selection of the targeted individuals. Entertainment torture. The last reason may be difficult for some people to accept because it's terrifying. They appear to be picking people out of communities and torturing them because they find it enjoyable. This answer will be easier to understand when we explore the satanic and psychopathic factors in the future chapters. The objective is to force the targeted person to commit suicide or an act of violence so they become incarcerated under conditions that can be plausibly denied by the government. At this point, we have no way of knowing how many are being attacked. Eleanor White, who has been targeted for over 20 years, estimates that the numbers are probably in the millions. And I was promoted to an act of violence. I got tired of this shit. I ended up shooting somebody. I try to do different today and just go and let it go. But sometimes I get so mad I want to lash out. So yeah, that is true. A different subspecies. Perpetrator psychopaths often go out of their way to appear friendly and make positive impressions at first. Usually they are good conversationalists and successfully present themselves in a positive manner. Some researchers agree that traits exhibited by these people produce a division stronger than age, race, religion, which places them in a separate category of humans. In other words, these people are almost not human as we know it. They come from the very highest social strata, wrote Allen. They are immensely wealthy, high-educated, extremely cultured. Many of them have lifelong reputations for philanthropy. When psychopaths rule a society, it exhibits their traits. Generally, it would be heavily corruptive, but will appear humane. Symptoms can be observed from the highest level of government down to the street level. If you want to witness the madness of a civilization under psychopathic rule, you need not visit the state capital or a major city because the smallest village will exhibit traits. What can be done? The primary mechanism that the financial elite has used to control America, the Federal Reserve, must be eliminated. The removal of the Federal Reserve would, in turn, banish tax-exempt complex. I'm going to skip that part because that's not really about targeting, so I'm skipping that part, so please excuse me. Most of the targeted individuals have never been a threat. This program began in earnest about 30 years ago. Targets were singled out as being lucrative targets of experimentation. Seen many instances of individuals in the corporate environment being targeted. They were convenient targets of opportunity. These weapon systems exist. With them, individuals can be singled out by electronic means and destroyed. Capabilities of weapons are to inflict great pain, change mental state, and the frequencies have the capacity to kill. The DoD, or Department of Defense, calls them less than lethal weapons. Now they are called electronic weapons. These global operations, Gangstalking, the patterns or protocols are virtually identical on a global scale. Someone is overseeing the entire program. Ultimately, these weapons and systems suggest there may be a holocaust in the offing. Targeted individuals. There's a perception, even amongst targeted individuals, that our government would not do this. There have been thousands of complaints to Congress over the last 10 years. Congress took the position that the complaining individuals were imagining things, but Congress does not know they exist, and they know the effects. Congress does know they exist, and they know the effects, but have not passed any laws that would regulate the use of these weapons systems. For whose bidding is the U.S. government allowing these operations to take place? Microwave harassment and mind control experiment in 1992. It's available online. The report describes technology of gangstalking and organized stalking, including entry into homes, systematic harassment, then ultimately electronic harassment. That involves V2K, or voice-to-skull synthetic telepathy. And initially, a target person is put under surveillance. There's capacity for corruption, non-corruption, religion. Then they are singled out for gangstalking, entry of homes, followed by intensified electronic harassment. Many thousands are being targeted. Only a small number realize what is happening. Those who are complaining are just the tip of the iceberg. What is the major goal? They're establishing a harassment protocol that will follow each individual for the rest of their lives. The program is designed to capture a certain percentage of the population. they know 20% or so will willingly comply and eagerly join the effort to destroy the rest of the population. Fucking perps. Part of the objective is testing the latest and greatest electronic weaponry and other forms of technology. A part of it is to control and choreograph those who are involved in these operations on the dispensing end, perpetrators. And it would appear that those who are being targeted are simply objects who I see as ultimately being disposable. In other words, I think that once full control is established over a major percentage of the population and enough of the population is silenced and unwilling to stick their necks out, that we would be inevitably headed for a Holocaust. How are they doing it? First of all, in order to target a person, you have to be able to see the person. They may implant miniature microphones. There are plenty of technology. They don't even need implants. The need to image a person. Using infrared imagery techniques, they can capture your image by monitoring heat imaging from your body and using acoustic frequencies that can detect mass. Using sophisticated computer technology, they can convert this information to images and can conceivably be used in software while the devices draw on the existing power grid. And they do involve microwave towers, the use of devices affixed to poles connected to power lines, and also weapon systems are used by neighbors that live in homes and apartments and surrounding people who have been singled out as targets of opportunity. Microwave energy is only one aspect of the entire electromagnetic frequency spectrum. Microwaves can be lethal depending on how they are used. They have to be pulsed, otherwise the individual would be cooked. The purpose is to inflict extreme pain. How are perpetrators solicited to do this? That is something I've been pondering about for quite some time. What I've noticed is that there seems to be a predominance of a particular religion that makes it particularly easy for them to cooperate. McKinney said, I'm not anxious to start a religious war. Let me put it this way. I've found over the years that the persons involved both in gangstalking, I've made it a point to get to know these perpetrators. I've had necessarily, and what I've found is that the perpetrators appear to belong predominantly to one particular religion, whereas the targeted individuals do not belong predominantly to that particular religion. I don't know if I believe that, so it says, I've challenged other TIs to get to know the perps, the people who are harassing them, to get to know these people themselves, to draw those distinctions between themselves. Yeah, right. I guess it would be wise to play your enemies close. Okay. Targets are constantly monitored. If the target responds to a particular emotion, that will be built into a protocol. No TI should look for a reason that this is going on. It has come close to being lethal for people on several occasions. Can a TI escape? No. This country and other countries, the whole world is wired to the hilt for immediate transfer if a TI tries to move to another location. Man, I've been to 25 states. As soon as I get there, the shit hits. Do weapons, V2K, all of it. Your protocol follows you wherever you go, so it's a waste of time to move around. Weapon systems are focused on a particular part of your anatomy. Said this program began Ernst in 1981. Has there been a increase since 2001? No, not since 9/11, but since the early 1990s, I've seen tremendous expansion of these activities. It has become ever more sophisticated and widespread since the early 1990s. And I'm going to end it here because some people, you got to do videos 15 minutes long at max because some people's attention span ain't that long. But I am going to continue reading that. So look for a part 3. Thank y'all, man. I pray for y'all, man. I love y'all. I'm out.